Coconuts have lava in them.
Lava? They do not. They have water in them.
I eat lava.
You can't eat lava.
I like lava. Because ghosts love eating lava.
All right, ready? I'm gonna show you how to start it first. Good job, Moses. Go lay down. Go. Boom. Ready? Now here's the choke. Let me tell you what choke means. Go lay down, Moses. Go. Go lay down. Choke means like you're giving it extra gas, okay? So a choke is for when you first start it. Okay. But that's what choke is. So first thing you're gonna do is choke it. Pull that. Pull that out. That's good. Now grab the key and turn it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, towards you. Now turn it. Turn it, hold it. There you go, let off, let off. Once it starts, you let off. This is your throttle. See, the turtle is slow. The rabbit means fast, so you want to turn it all the way up. Grab the switch and push it up. Ready? Push it. Push it that way. You hold it and let off. When I say go, you push it. And then you can pull it back, you grab this. Pull it back, pull it. Go. Hold it in. When I say stop, stop. Keep going, keep going. Watch it. Keep going. Keep going. All right, now go back. Pull it back. Pull it back all the way and it'll go by itself. Let go. See? It'll go by itself. All right, ready? Okay, I'm not gonna let him come towards you. I want him. Go ahead and push it. Hand in the firewood splitter. Good job. That's good. Just like that. Yep. See what? Now this is how you make money. You're turning it into firewood. Yeah. Go again. Good job, buddy. You're making us money now. Go ahead, back. Yep. Just like that. And if they're little pieces, you can put them right there on that tray. Hang on that tray in there for the little pieces. Go ahead. Here we go. Turn them right into firewood. Go back. Stop it right there. That's how you stop it. Sometimes you don't want to go all the way back because then you got to wait for it. Go back a little more. See, once you get room for the wood, once you can fit the wood in there, stop it, okay? Go ahead. I'll move this side of the way. Good job. Take down the side there we want the fire. And then, okay, we're filling that up. Go. Look at Camden. Back. Back. Go, go. You can use both hands. Keep going. Good job. Go. All right, so this was Camden's first time actually running the log splitter, and he was having trouble with that handle, as you can see there. Later on, we do something about that. I had a little handle that goes on one of my bottle jacks, and I ended up, it slid right on that handle very well, actually, and then it even had a little grip on it, so I put that on there, and it gave him a lot of leverage, so he could move that lever a lot easier, and he said that helped a lot. But he loved this. Today we're actually maybe going to do some. I've got a lot of pine out there. Not that that's any very good firewood, but I need to get it split up regardless. And a lot of that I can probably just burn, you know, when we sit around a fire here, because we do them quite a bit. I love having a fire, and I was telling him right there how to stop it. So this is his first time ever doing anything like this even, you know. Carter's mowed. I'm just now starting to get Carter to mow a little bit on a riding mower. And I'm trying to teach Camden that lever, how that you can stop it without going all the way back. And he caught on to that before this was over. He caught on. But as you can see, he's struggling there with it. So this white oak is not easy, even sometimes even with the splitter. I mean, it goes through it, but it's very stringy. There was times, that's why I had that little hatchet laying there. There's times I had to get a little hatchet and cut the fibers in order to move the wood. It would split it in half, but it would still, the fibers of the wood would still be holding. So I'd have to take that hatchet and cut it. And it's heavy wood, so it's not the easiest thing to deal with. But this log splitter did make it so much easier. Now, I said a while back, and I think I even mentioned in this video, that I was going to do a video showing why I prefer hand splitting over a log splitter. Now, with wood like this right here, 100%, I agree with anybody that a log splitter is the way to go when you get into really tough wood. But most of the time when I get white oak, or any woods that I get, really, that I get most of the time, which is usually oaks, maple sometimes, locust, stuff like that, I split much quicker by hand than a log splitter. But now this white oak, it is butt ends. A lot of the white oak at the stave mill is butt ends because it's the, you know, the very end that they don't use for the staves. I was telling him there he did a good job. He loved it. He really enjoyed it, and he's wanting to do it today. And my little girl, Marceline, is wanting to do it too. Sometimes I call her, well, a lot of us call her Sissy. We called her that for years, and then I call her Marcy Lynn sometimes, just picking on her, but her name is Marceline. But she's wanting to do it, so I'll probably let her as well. They're pretty safe back there by that lever. You know, I told them never put your hands up there near the wedge at all. I'll do all that. All they have to do is operate the lever, and that helps me a whole lot, honestly. Because handling the wood, you know, all I got to do is turn it, you know, maneuver it, and let them work the lever, and they love doing that. He did nearly a whole truckload of wood. These are the rounds that were left over from the load that I did the other day. I took a full cord, and these were left over by the time I filled the trailer up with some other wood that I had. So we went ahead and split them up and took them on. And this stuff is somewhat seasoned, and maybe even seasoned, because it's been sitting there for a while. A lot of the wood that now that's at the stave mill has been there for a while. But there's that lever I was talking about. It even has a little rubber grip on it, so that worked really good for him. And it gave him a lot of leverage, so it made it so much easier. I just told him to be careful not to fall down. But I think he felt pretty proud of himself, and I was very proud of him. I was glad to see that he liked it, because I didn't know if he'd have an interest in it, you know. I didn't know if he would, it would keep his attention, because Camden's somebody like me, really, that gets bored easily. I was always like that as a little boy, and I'm still like that as a grown man even. But now work entertains me. If I'm doing work, physical work, I'm entertained by that. I enjoy it. I kind of get lost in it, and I know it's something I got to do as a man, you know, to provide for my household. So it's something that I enjoy to do, and especially these types of labors, you know, working outside. I never did like being inside.
Lay down. Now turn your key off. There you go. That's how you turn it off and on. Always turn your throttle down before you turn it off, okay?
Where do you turn it on?
Remember I showed you earlier, you pull the choke out, which is that right now. You pull that out and then you start it.
You pull it out, then twist,
Yeah.
then push up. Then...
Yeah, see, a lot of times on here it tells you what it is. Run, stop, see?
Mm-hmm.
So if you turn it over and then hold it, you turn it on over. See, that start, see? Stop right there, off.
I actually like doing that a lot.
Good job.
Is that thing burning?
No. It's warm, yeah, you don't want to touch that. It gets pretty hot, see?
That's why it says to not touch it, ain't it?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think I did good.
Yep. What do you think about it, though?
I think that it was pretty nice, and I liked doing it a lot. And it was like the best work I've ever done.
Are you going to help me with that pine over there? You going to do all that?
Yep.
Good job.
I like to do it.
All right, I just stopped and looked at a job for a guy, and it's actually on the way to taking my little nephew home here, Jasper. He spent the night with us. And look at the name of the road here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's Bean Branch Road. Pretty neat. And this road here, this back road here is beautiful. And if you take it on the way we're going, it leads to Bath County, where my mom lives, Mill Creek Road. But anyways, I've got Jasper and Carter with me, and we've got a load of wood back there, one that me and Camden split earlier. Camden loved that log splitter. he said I think it was his favorite job he ever did or something like that, and he wanted to do it from now on. And he was telling Carter that he had took his job from him. So Camden loved it. I'm glad to see he's 8 years old now. I'm glad to see he'll be 9 in December. But I'm really glad to see that he's wanting to work and stuff now like that. That's great to see. I want him to learn responsibility and everything. But so anyways, right now we're taking Jasper home, and then we're going straight to take that truckload on. And that job right there is for $250, just putting some posts in. He's already got the holes dug. All I got to do is set them for him. So pretty simple. $250 for that. I see 2 big does and a baby. They're pretty into it. You're loving that, ain't you? This is the road that the 200-acre woods is on. My mom's is right down there. And this is a big tree some of the guys told me about that one of the guys that kind of takes care of the farm down there told me about. It's a big oak tree. Big oak, got a lot of wood in it. I think this is a red oak, but I'm not positive. If it is, that would be great. Well, the lobes is one way to tell, these lobes on them. If they have rounded lobes, they're white oak, is what a guy told me, and if they're sharp, then they're red oak. So this is red oak, I believe. See the lobes, how they're sharp? Yeah. From what I understand, a white oak has rounded lobes. See if we can find one. There's some. So right there's a white oak, from what I can tell. See the lobes on that, how they're, the leaves, the ends of the leaves. He called them a lobes. He was a forester. Worked in forestry for a long time. But see how they're rounded? See, the tips of them? Now look at this oak. This is oak as well. But see the tips, how they're sharp? The maple here as well. This is a maple, they're sharp. This is an oak though, sharp. So that's a red oak is what that is. White oak right there. This big one here, a red oak, which makes for some fantastic splitting. So I'm excited about this one. This is gonna be a good one to get into. A lot of wood here, at least a quart of wood, possibly more. More than that, probably. This will be a good tree to do right here. This will be a good tree to do. All right, so this is a big red oak we're planning to get and harvest. Now this has well over a cord in it. I would say probably 5 face cords or so. It's a big tree. It's a red oak, so it splits so much easier than white. This came down recently. Let me get past you here, Carter. You step over. So, as you can see, this is a lot of tree. Yeah, there may be 2 full cords in this, if not more, honestly. This is a lot of wood. Just the branches alone are a lot. But if you see the lobes on the tree, they're dry, but they're pointy. They're pointy, the lobes, the tips, that is. Which a forester a guy that worked in forestry for years told me that means it's a red oak. It's in the red oak family. All right, so we just dropped Jasper off. Now we're back on this road heading towards, it goes from Bath County where my mom lives to Menifee. And we're heading to a place that I delivered to a while back. I think I showed part of that delivery. And I'll show it again as well, but I love these back roads and just love Firewood, and it's starting to cool down finally, thank goodness. This week we're supposed to be in the 70s and at night in the 50s. I woke up around very early, I don't know, 5 or 4 in the morning. I was outside and it felt like it felt pretty cool really. It was in the 50s. So I'm glad to see that weather finally getting here. I'm happy to see that. I'll be happy to get out of this hot summer weather this year. Kind of had enough of it myself. But anyways, the firewood is so much better to do in that. That red oak back there, I look forward to splitting that. There's a lot of wood in that tree. But for now, we're going to do this delivery. It's an easy delivery. It's my favorite part, really, the delivery. All your work is paying off, and you get to just cruise the country roads and collect your money at the end, you know. And so I love this. I truly do. I'm very happy, very blessed to be able to do this, to have health to do this and everything. I know I said a while back too that I was going to make a video, so forgive me for that, because I ended up not making a video that week showing why I hand split rather than use a log splitter. And that's with the right wood though. Now, with like that white oak I did here recently, I 100% could see why anybody, and even myself, somebody that hand splits a lot, would rather use a log splitter, because that wood's just not worth it. But the guy that I was going to get to help me do that video is very unreliable. And I won't say his name or anything, but it's very unreliable. He'll say he's going to show up and then won't show up, and you won't hear from him for a week. And after doing that so much, I told him, you know, not to worry about it no more. Me and Carter would take care of it. So, but unfortunately, I won't be able to do that video like that. But I may be able to do the video showing me how I hand split wood, and maybe a face cord, and then show a face cord or even a cord, and show a face cord or a cord on the splitter as well, and show you the difference. But if you, it all depends on the wood as well, and the axe you're using, and the axeman, the individual. So it all comes down to all of that stuff. So I understand why people use splitters, no doubt. Like I said here recently, I'd rather use one than I would beat on that wood, that white oak, when it's like that. Kind of like sycamore, it's not worth messing with. I hit a piece over 70 times one time, and why would you mess with wood like that, you know? And sycamore's not even very good in firewood, but oak is, and red oak is a lot easier to split, so I'm looking forward to that. But anyways, I was planning to make that video a while back, so forgive me for not doing that. The guy that I had talked to him even about doing that very thing, but he just not easy to get a hold of, and when you do, it's a week later or 3 days later, or the end of the day when you got it done, that's when he wants to reply. So I don't even like to mess with people like that, so I don't intend to anymore. But anyways, we're heading that way now to deliver this wood, and once we get there, I'll update, Lord willing. All right, right here is the place we're delivering to.
All right, this is a great example of an easy delivery here. You see how we're able to get right up to the shed there, back right up to it. So I don't have to carry it up steps or across the lawn or up a hill or down a hill or anything like that. It's easy to get to, and that's how I like it, really. Over the years, I've grown to like that even more. Used to, you know, I would do things that now I think are kind of unreasonable for customers, really, just taking the wood way too far, you know, and not charging for it, not charging for that at all. So because stacking and delivery is something I include with my wood, but I do charge if it's outside of my county. But there we were getting the money and everything, kind of laughing, and then here we had to use the bathroom, so we stopped at this random church here, and we were kind of just admiring the beauty of it. It's kind of up on a hill, the location. We were talking about how pretty it was. But you all be safe out there, and God bless. Good hearing from you all.